Hey guys, it's me, Waldo2413. What I'm doing now, this is one of the videos I've done before, but we're actually going to make something with it. I'm using vinyl. This is actually off-brand vinyl, but it's similar to 651. It's by US Cutter. It's their house brand. What I'm going to do is I'm making a lantern, and I'll show the lantern at the end. And so what I'm going to do is backlight the objects. So what happens is, literally, and we're going to do another scare one, but I'm going to take my image and pretty much we're going to put it on there. But so how we're going to do that, though, is we're going to take the vinyl and actually sublimate print to the vinyl. The other thing, when you're doing this, clean the glass first. The black stuff is on the other side. And there's ways to get it off. It's not easy to get off. It's on there pretty good. You can sit there and work with it and mess with it and get it off. I'm not going to. We're just going to give it a shot and see how it goes. Little tip to apply the vinyl. Don't pull the whole thing. And what I'm going to do is kind of get an edge right there. And I'm going to hold the vinyl. I'm going to take my squeegee on the other side and just squeegee as I slide down. Trying to get it, make sure you don't have no air bubbles when you're doing these. You will actually end up melting the vinyl when you're doing this. What you're going to do also, and I said that and I got air bubbles. You can actually, if you want, you can actually lift and rework it if you think it needs to, or you can actually just run with it. It's going to press the glass. You're going to press these for 2 minutes at 400 degrees. So it's going to press a lot out. Once you do this, you got all this excess around it. And so what you're going to do is flip it over. And I take an X-Acto knife and I literally run around each edge. And I know I'm out of focus, so just bear with me and I'll slide it back over once I get this done. But all you're going to do is, like I said, you're running a razor. What I'm doing is literally, I'll do it right here so you can kind of see. When it's over the edge of the table, it's easier, but I'm running the razor right down the edge of the glass. And when it's all done, it gives you a good clean edge. What we're going to do these, you're going to press on the opposite side than you normally would. Most people, when you're used to doing heat pressing, you would press it like this on the press. Photo up, or the paper up, substrate side up. On these, we're going to press them upside down or backwards like that. What we're going to do is put the heat press right here. We're going to let the heat soak through this thing to actually pull it up. So what I'm going to do is get them all set up, and we're going to tape them. What I'll have to do after, this is not sublimation paper either. So what I'm going to end up having to do after is I am going to have to, on the back side, the paper's not going to clean up good when you try to peel these. So what I'm going to end up having to do is I will have to, I'm going to have to soak it in some water and just roll the paper off. It will come off that way. Even sublimation paper, you're still going to run into a little bit of issues with it releasing. I mean, it will release better than what I'm doing, but this way still works. So, and I don't have no sublimation paper here. What I'm doing now is I'm literally just centering my image in the middle of the glass where I want it, and then I'm just taping the paper. You can trim the paper if you want, let it pull tighter. There's bunch of other ways to do it. I'm just doing this a quick way to get them set up, kind of how they look all right, and trying to remember which sizes are which. On these, when you do these, which I already printed them backwards, you don't have to print it backwards because your image is going backwards. So it's a little side note on that. You're not going to have to reverse the image, even though I already did. Nice thing about the image I've got right here is that these images, doesn't matter which way they go, so it's not going to affect it. But what I'm going to do is go through and do this on each of them, and all I'm doing is just getting the image centered, kind of how I'd like to see it on there. You can hold it up to the light, and you can actually have it kind of shine through the light so you can see where you're at on the glass. On this thing that I'm doing here, this lantern, not all the pieces of glasses were the same. Some of the glasses were already chipped. It was a cheap lantern I've got from Walmart that you can put a candle in. I think it was like maybe $8. You can find some better ones. You can probably go to Hobby Lobby and get one about the same price if you use their same price, or actually cheaper if you use their 40% off coupon that you can download online all the time. I just did this really quick just to make a lantern, and then we're going to show you guys after, when it's all said and done, how to actually put the LEDs in the back of it to actually have it backlit with the LEDs. Again, all I'm doing is taking my image, holding it up to the light, getting it centered where I'm kind of happy with them, and then I'm just rolling the edges over and taping them down. I'm taping it to keeping the side where the vinyl's at. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's going to transfer through. We're going to press these on the opposite side. You always hold it up and double check one last time to make sure you got it where you want it. This isn't really critical. I'm just throwing it together. This is something for the artist that created all this stuff for his tattoo shop. So we'll put in a LED that will let me kind of rotate through the colors, and it's just instead of putting the candle in it like it was kind of made for, just for the looks, we're just going to put these in here. And by doing the paper, you actually do like family photos and all that with these. So you could put a family photo, backlight it, and it would look really nice. Like I said, this is just where I did the photo on glass, did the other sticker on glass also. Showed you guys how to do that with this. This is just another thing. This is a design I have a bunch of. So the temp I'm doing, we're going with 400 degrees for 2 minutes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hope I don't crack none of this glass. But what I'm going to do is set them all on here. What I'm going to also do is put some parchment, or not parchment paper, but transfer paper, or the normal paper down to make it, because it is going to want to bleed through. I'm using butcher paper, just literally tearing a sheet really quick to get this. So what I'm going to do is set them all face up. We are going to try to get all of them on here. Believe we can. If not, we'll do one separately. These are going to get super hot. We are at the very limit of the press. Let me actually see something that fits. just by moving it around and make them fit a little bit better. What I'm going to do too is we're going to put some paper on the top side. Even though it's going to bleed through on the bottom. And what I'm going to do also to help, so when I slide these off, I'm actually going to put one of my Teflon sheets underneath it. And that's just going to make it, when I go to lift these off, it'll be a little bit easier for something me to hold on to. I might even let them sit a little bit because I've done this before. They do get very, very hot. Just be careful when you're doing these. You try these, the heat, like I said, they're going to be close to 400 degrees because they're going to be sitting here. So it's something you just want to be careful with when you're doing this. Also, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put the paper on the top, and we're going to put another Teflon on it. You just want to be careful with these when you're pressing them to adjust the force so that you don't break the glass. The heat will actually carry through these things. So here we go. I might have to readjust the force as I and away the press goes. Like I said, guys, this is pressing for 2 minutes. Last time I did this, it ended up having to be 2.5 minutes. Does take a little time, so what I'm going to do is kind of pause it so you guys aren't sitting here watching this, and when it's done, we'll take them off. Alright guys, we're back. I'm going to peel this one off. They are extremely hot. You can see even the glue part from the other. What I'm going to do is kind of show you guys something. As you can see the image through the glass right now. So what's happening, and it's actually soaked through from being heat pressed. And what we're going to do is we're going to let them cool, and then we're going to take this all off. But that is what it looks like. That's how it's done. We're going to show you the end as soon as this all cools down. We'll be right back. Alright guys, so I'm back. Here is the lantern with the glass put back in. And like I said, it's just one of these cheap lanterns. You can put a candle light thing in it. And all we did was put the glass back in with the stickers, and then what you can do is go get like a cheap LED thing, put the LEDs in there, and then power it up. So that's what I'm going to do real quick, and then we'll be right back. One thing too, guys, when you're doing this, be careful with the glass. So I cut my hand earlier. Just be careful, glass is sharp. And once you put the LEDs in it, guys, you can see I got it in the fade mode on the LEDs right now, but you just hook it up, the lantern, and then we'll run through its lights. Like I said, this is just a little thing. You can do photos and all that, family photos, portraits and all that. Kind of give it a nice look, something different. And it's super cheap, easy to do, and you can sell them for a nice profit. With the LEDs also, like I said, you've got different modes. And like I said, you can pick the colors. It's like a normal one you get anywhere else. So like I said, you can go through all the things. Change up the settings on them. Kind of make it do what you like. Kind of you can use it for Halloween, I guess, too, if you speed it up like it is right now. Slow it way down as it goes through the different settings and all that on it. And like I said, then just turn it off, turn it on. Do whatever you want, but then again, there you guys go. This is doing the kind of like the Oracle 651, just using vinyl and sublimation and then putting it together with a lantern just to add some effects to it. So that's how it's done, guys. If you guys have any questions, leave the comments below. If you need any mask, go check out my site, bananasandpickles.com. We have masks there, and pretty good price, $1.75, and then we got $1.15 for the single layers. Put a link in the bottom. Subscribe to the Facebook channel too. We've got a Facebook channel also. Thanks again, guys. When we hit 500 subs, we'll probably do some kind of giveaway. We'll probably give out some masks or something. So if you guys don't mind, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you are, give it a thumbs up and a like if you don't mind. And thanks again. It's Waldo2413. I'm out.